can explore from your backyard or perhaps even a park.
Yeah. Pretty excited for this one. We're joined by UW-Madison astronomy grad students Arthur Egenbrot and Jenna Ryan here. They help with the Universe in the Park program and are here to give us some stargazing tips as well. I know it's a kind of a cruddy morning to be looking to the skies here, but appreciate you guys coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
I know you have some props, but first and foremost, let's talk a little bit about Universe in the Park and what it's all about.
Okay, great. Yeah, so Universe in the Park is, we're really proud of the program. It is a sort of an outreach program that is put on by the astronomy department. We go to different state parks all around the state and do a little sort of public presentation at the beginning of the night, and then when it gets dark enough, we set up a telescope and look at some stuff. Yeah, really anything that's up, usually planets, some other nice sort of deep sky objects. Yeah, and anyone who's camping in the park, anyone who's visiting in the area can come by and check us out.
Totally free, right?
Totally free, yeah. It's the program is entirely funded by the generous contributions of Jaron and Fluno, so we're really happy about that.
I want us to kind of walk over here. Michelle's going to check out this telescope, I think, with Arthur. And while they're doing that, Jenna, talk to me a little bit about stargazing itself, what the optimal conditions are. Again, obviously, it's not this.
Yeah, not this morning. Yeah, so the optimal conditions are dark, moonless nights. And if you're looking to sort of do some stargazing around Madison, because the city lights are fairly bright, probably your best bet is to go somewhere like a park within the city, maybe like Picnic Point or something like Warner Park. Those might be your best bet. But if you really want to get a really good view, the best thing to do is head outside the city.
Michelle, I know you were asking.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what about light pollution? Because I heard that makes it really difficult to see.
Yeah, that can wash out a lot of the more interesting objects, but you can still see, at least from Madison. Madison isn't so big that it washes out everything. Okay. So you can still see a lot of the bigger, brighter constellations and stars in the sky.
This guy looks pretty intense. Are there other telescopes that maybe if parents want to do it themselves with their kids or like, you know, come out with you guys and have their own telescope? Is there some other equipment that maybe is a little more affordable?
So, yeah, for sort of beginning stargazers, I would suggest just starting with your eyes, in fact. It's best to sort of just
sweet. Check that out.
This is a little Starfinder guide
All right,
thing.
Michelle, you're going to get a test right now. How many constellations do you know?
There you go. So yeah, so this shows you what the sky will look like, the different, cardinal directions, and you line up your time with the day. So like for now, it would be, June 30th, way, earlier than 6 a.m. So this is something, if it were dark out, this is what the sky would look like. And so,
How cool is that?
I would say the best sort of thing to get started with stargazing is to just learn your way around the sky with just your eyes. And then if you really want to go get some magnification, the best thing to do is to get some binoculars. I think, don't spend a lot of money right away for a telescope, because sometimes these are there's a little bit of a learning curve. And so if you find it difficult to use and find things, then it can sort of turn you off to it.
There's a lot of odds and ends on that thing right there. I want to make sure we show people the next couple Universes in the Park while Michelle maybe asks one more question for us here. We have under a minute.
Well, I was actually wondering, are there apps out there that you could use? Because I know that I've seen that before, but I don't know if they're actually legit, if they're good for families.
Yeah, there definitely are apps out there. I can't remember any by name right now, but I've seen, I think sometimes the people that do our Universe in the Parks, us graduate students, sometimes we have one on our phone in case we're confused, because sometimes that can happen. So people have those apps and, can find things in the sky that aren't obvious sometimes. So, yeah.
That's great.
Absolutely. Well, Universe in the Park, all over the place. You want to check out the website that they have up as well, and we'll be back with you guys a little bit later in the morning show.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for sticking around. I'm excited to use this. Well, next, we have the stories that everybody is talking about this morning.
That's right. The 3 things you need to know, including a heck of a tackle by J.J. Watt at Summerfest.
You do not want to miss that. Yeah, that one's intense.
That's coming up next on News 3. We've been talking about some nice spots to do some stargazing with the family and learn about the skies.
Yep, that's right. Jenna Ryans and Arthur Egenbrot here with us. They're over at UW-Madison's astronomy department. They run Universe in the Park. And I want to start, they got a little map here, and this at least gives you an idea of how many parks they do this at. Arthur, this is pretty cool. You guys really cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, we really do. I mean, you see there's a lot down here around Madison, but if you're up north, I know a lot of folks like to go up north, maybe over nice long weekend,
Yeah,
and
sure.
we're everywhere. It's fun for us. It's fun for you guys too.
I was just up at Big Bay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, it was awesome. It was so awesome. The skies must be so clear
Exactly.
there.
It's
What's
really
your
dark.
favorite part about these events? Because I'm sure the kids have never seen something like this telescope you guys brought here before.
Yeah, I mean, well, so for us, it's a really good opportunity just to see the state. So that's one thing. That's a very personal.
Selfish,
a little selfish.
That's all right. That's
but
all
it's
right.
also, really great to see a big crowd, very interested, asking lots of questions. You get a lot of really excited kids, and then after the kids are getting pretty excited, the parents always start to get a little excited too. I think it's okay to ask, these sort of exciting questions about the sky, and it's just really good to see how interested people get about the sky and astronomy.
We talked a little bit about this before. Let's head back over here. This is a bit intense for maybe the average fan.
It is very intense.
What happens during these sessions on the Universe of the Park? I mean, you bring this out, then what happens next? How many people do you guys usually have?
Right. Yeah, so we usually set up right before sunset, and we give a talk, sort of to talk about something cool in astronomy, or maybe something we're going to be looking at that night. And then once the sun has gone down, we have this telescope out there, and crowds show up. We will generally point to whatever is the coolest object in the sky. Usually a planet like Saturn is a big favorite, Jupiter, things like this.
Why is that?
Because they're so picturesque. I mean, if you've seen a postcard well, not a postcard, but if you've seen a picture of Saturn online or whatever, it looks just like that, right there. And to see it with your eyes, everyone's just I guess, actually, that's probably my favorite thing, is seeing just the total amazement when someone looks at something like Saturn. It's like, wow, it's so cool, and it is so cool. And then we sort of spend the night where people want to look at, depending on where the crowd is. They might request objects or whatever. We can sort of see whatever we want to see with the telescope like this. And
Michelle, I got to get a peek in here.
Yeah, I was looking. What can you see without a telescope on a normal night, like in Madison, for example?
Good question. Yeah, so in Madison, right now, actually, if you notice, right sort of around sunset, after sunset, there's these two really bright objects up sort of in the west. And that's Venus and Jupiter, which are some of the brightest objects you can see in the sky. Really great. The last few nights have been amazing for seeing these objects. They're really, really bright. They're sort of right in the line. They're right next to each other now. The moon's up right now. That's great with your eyes, too. And then, of course, once the sun is all the way down, constellations are really where it's at. So if you get sort of a map of the constellations, you can point them out.
You said there were tricks to looking at the constellations, too. Like you had a map, right? Didn't you have a stargazing map?
Here, I snagged it.
So this is really great. This is sort of a star finder. You can get these really cheaply online. It's a good way. You sort of set what time of year it is and what time of day it is, and then this shows you exactly what the sky will look like where you are. Actually, a note with these, you have to make sure you get them at the right location. So we're at 43 degrees in Madison, so you want one. This one is 30 to 50.
Okay.
That's what you want. There's different ones.
I forgot my constellations, actually. Is there one that, like, if you've been out of school for a while, that you can see, and recognize?
The Big Dipper is probably the easiest one.
Makes sense.
And you can see that from Madison. There's also a W for Wisconsin.
There you go.
That's pretty.
Come on.
That'll be a good one. That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Now, I know we have a lot of events coming up. The website here is www.astro.wisc.edu/UITP. You see it right there up on your screen. There's a bunch of events coming up, and we appreciate you guys being here this morning. I know we can't see much on this foggy morning, but it's good stuff. Thank you guys so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for coming bright and early.
All right.
Well, it's not going to be a great day to do some stargazing, at least not right now, but Hattie's got a pretty good looking forecast.
Yeah.
She'll be back after this.
Don't mind that at all.